Okay, welcome back everybody. Quick video. We had a viewer request this. He was looking for some advice on how to tell if, rocket launchers, bazookas, military ordnance type items have been demilled and are legal to own in the United States. Now, what I'm about to tell you is not official BATFE standards. This is just a way for you to very quickly, if you're at a gun show, you're somewhere and you want to buy that cool rocket launcher to put on your wall or whatever, and make sure you're probably not going to jail. So obviously local laws and whatever apply. And so this is just a rough, quick and dirty guide as to what to look for. So obviously the first thing that most people seem to be interested in, around here anyway, seems to be RPG. Actually, this warhead grenade is actually the end of it is not real. That's a rubber dummy end, so it's just easier to do it that way. Typically, with these things, you'll see two things. They'll either be plugged with a bar, or they will have a hole cut out in the side of them, so they can't hold pressure or they're blocked. So in the general rule for the holes cut out of the sides are the diameter of the hole in the side of the tube has to equal the overall diameter of the tube. So you structurally destroy the tube. You just can't punch a little itty bitty hole in it and then fill it back up and it can be used again. The idea being it's truly deactivated forever and therefore just a trophy to put on the wall. So in the case of the RPG, they're barred on the inside. Now I'll have to roll in a photograph that we took of the bar. You'll be able to look down and see a bar. On the tops of them, if you can, the bar, you'll see a little weld spot. Find it right there. A little weld spot where they've had to weld the bar into the tube to deactivate this. And I don't know if it's the spec or not, but you'll notice that the bar is up here and maybe not farther back. And I think that's to keep you from being able to completely seat a grenade into the tube to make it usable. So this is an example of, you look at an RPG, you probably won't see a big old hole in the side of it. You'll see a bar. So now let's talk about the hole. This is an actual traditional bazooka. It's pretty long. It actually folds. It comes apart and folds in half for transport and storage. It's like a World War II era bazooka. It has actually 3 legs on it, so bipod and a rear monopod. And here is an example of the demill hole in the back of the tube. So if you don't like the demill hole on this kind of stuff, well, the solution to that is when you hang it on the wall, you just put it on a side where you don't see the hole. So that's what most collectors will do. You will also occasionally see where they drilled, maybe that's in for the fire mechanism or areas. Again, I don't know all the specifics on that, and each individual weapon can be different. But generally speaking, on reloadable weapons like bazookas and RPGs, they will have a bar and a hole cut in them. And you can see that's a fairly sizable hole. It's actually pretty sharp. That hole, if I were to measure that, is probably greater diameter-wise than the diameter of the tube, and that would be to ATF specs to demill this. Now let's talk about the disposable ordnance. This is probably the most common rocket launcher that you'll see, in private hands in the United States. This is a Law rocket. It's a single shot disposable rocket tube, and so the reason you see these, one, they're small, they're lightweight, they're pretty easy to ship, they're pretty easy to pick up and take home, they're pretty easy for people occasionally, if I have access to them to acquire them because they're kind of junk. Now that has kind of changed a little bit. And I think I don't know anything about airsoft, but I think there's even airsoft kids that are taking these things and putting, I don't know, like compressed air tanks in them so they can shoot the airsoft BBs at each other. I don't know anything about all that. Well, this particular example is a little unique. Not that it makes it any more valuable, but it is a military law rocket that they fired, and then what they did for training purposes, they went ahead and drilled into the tube and then marked it as inert. So, when they're out on the range or they're in a classroom and Private Snuffy, they've got it closed up and whatever, Sergeant Rock from across the room can tell the Private Snuffy has a inert training rocket and isn't about to light up the whole classroom by accidentally picking up the wrong thing. So this one is a little bit different as far as the standards. You won't see them typically marked as inert and with the holes drilled in them. I don't know if that hurts or helps the value, but it's just how the one we have, and they're all pretty much the same. So these are things that we picked up over the years, and we've had them for we've had them for a long time, and we used to use them for some research projects that really aren't really active anymore. We've got mortars and I don't know, like Russian Stinger missiles and all kind of the Russian version of the Stinger missile, SA-7 or whatever it's called. So we have a ton of these. So if you're at home and this is something that really interests you, generally look for bars inside the tube or holes that are the diameter of the tube of the device you're looking at. If you want to see more pictures or actually really not going to see any videos of these other than this on the website, go to our website, John1911.com. That's JOHN1911.com. Remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Everybody, have a good day.